Good morning and welcome to Football Nutmeg. My name is Philip Unugo, and today we'll look at what happened to Algeria in Afcon 2021. The defending champion have been knocked out of the tournament. This is the second time in three tournaments that the defending champions were knocked out of the tournament at the group stage. The last was in 2017, where Ivory Coast were knocked out at the group stage also at the, when they won it all of the previous year in 2015. I have some questions for our viewers out there, our listeners and viewers out there. Um, which team impressed you at the group stage of the Afcon? And secondly, what happened to Algeria in this Afcon too? I think I have those questions for all of us. Please let's kindly answer these questions. Please kindly subscribe to our page for you to watch our videos, both old and our current videos. We normally come live between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. and also we have a European show as well where we look at the latest transfer of the European mid-season. Um, Hopefully, we'll come up with more shows next week. But today we want to still focus on Afcon, and I'm asking what happened to all the defending champions Algeria. How did they miss out of the group stage? They didn't start the tournament well, but you expect them to keep up, kick to the second gear of the tournament. But at the end of the day, we saw them being knocked out with just a draw in the tournament, and they lost also to Equatorial Guinea and Ivory Coast, woefully in this group stage. What really happened to Algeria, and how can they bounce back, especially when they have a World Cup qualifier in March? Okay, Algeria lost 3-1, 3-1 to Ivory Coast in the final group stage of their AFCON 2021 of their AFCON 2021, and we see a whole host of teams. The likes of Ghana didn't make it. A host of teams didn't really make it. What really happened in this group stage? I will have my guests very soon to come. Let's talk about it. But going forward, when we saw yesterday's matches, what we saw in yesterday's matches was the likes of Mali beating Mauritania 2-0, the likes of Gambia beating Tunisia 1-0, late goal from Gambia. We also see the likes of Ivory Coast beating Algeria, which will be part of our talking points today. We saw Sierra Leone finally moving out of the tournament. They had a slim chance to qualify for the group stage, but they couldn't make it. They lost to Guinea in in their encounter yesterday. But what really happened yesterday? That is what we want to find out. How did Algeria find themselves out of this tournament? A whole lot of things have been said about this Algerian side being the team at the top, being the number one team the number one or number two team in Africa in conjunction with Senegal, which I also think Senegal were lucky to be part of this group stage as well. These three teams that performed last time in Afcon were uh, first and second, that is champions and runners up. But at the end of the day, they failed to deliver in this tournament. And they have big names, the likes of Sadio Mane, the likes of Koulibaly, the likes of Mendy. All of them are in this Senegalese team as well. The likes of Mahrez, the likes of Boumijo, the likes of Brahimi, all of them are in this Algerian side. How comes Algeria couldn't really? They had the highest number of shots in this tournament. The highest number of shots, 82 shots in counting even before even before that match. But they just had one goal at the back of the net. They couldn't beat um, a lone side Sierra Leone. They couldn't beat the Gambia at the end of the day, and also they couldn't really beat Ivory Coast in this tournament. What really happened? I have my questions there for you guys. You guys can answer the question if you are watching us live, or probably if you watch this video later. Kindly subscribe to us on our kindly subscribe to our page for more videos and more updates. Like we said on this Afcon and on our subsequent shows that will be coming up. Please, I don't just know understand. If you look at the Afcon have been full of surprises. We've seen teams shocking us in this tournament, the likes of Gabon, the likes of Malawi, a host lots of other teams have been shocking us this tournament. But going to what we want to know what happened to Algeria and which team has impressed you the most in this tournament. Kindly subscribe to our channel, kindly like, share our content. I'll be waiting for our guests to come into the show. We'll be coming in pretty soon. We like to do it when the guests come in like that. I think that's our own style of doing it. We'll wait for him to come. It's one of our usual suspects. I will not mention his name now, but I think I'll we all know how vocal he is when it comes to talking to us on football, not me. Um, I think I also think in this tournament we've seen a host of a lack of goals in this tournament. If you look at the total number of goals that have been scored in the Afcon, it's no less than 45 goals being scored or less than that in this tournament, and which is very very poor. It shows that our teams, the teams in this Afcon, are really not up to the task when it comes to the final third. Teams have not shown themselves when it comes to the final third, and hopefully we will have we'll have more to say about scoring goals and strikers in this tournament. But going forward, we'll see teams like Nigeria square up against Tunisia. We'll also see teams that is at the round of 16 now. That's what I'm talking about now. We'll also team Burkina Faso squaring up against Gabon, Guinea, Gambia. This is on this Nigeria, Tunisia, Burkina Faso, Gambia are all on Sunday. That is Nigerian match for the Nigerian fans here, fans out there. Your match will also be played on Sunday by 8 p.m. Nigerian time. On Monday you have Guinea, Gambia, which is 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Cameroon, Comoros, also 5 p.m. 8 p.m. Then you have Senegal versus Cape Verde. That should be a walkover for Senegal, so we think. But I think it's going to be difficult also for Senegal because they've not turned into the second gear as well, and we expect them. Morocco, Malawi. Morocco have been a very decent side. One of the side I believe will win it if the Nigerian Super Eagles don't go far more than the round of 16. Um, I also see Senegal. No. I also see Ivory Coast, Egypt. Ivory Coast are also a strong side. The way they've gone in playing in this tournament, I think they've been wonderful. And finally, on Wednesday, we have by 8 p.m. we have Mali, Equatorial-Guinea. This is a wonderful matchup, and we'll see how far we could really go. Tournament could really go. I'm waiting for. Okay, our guest is here. Roland, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Good
Oh,
morning.
good to be here. Good to have you on the show. Hope you are doing well this morning. I can see you in your blue really blazers this morning. Thanks for making it to the show this morning. I was just if you look at the question of the day today, I said which team really impressed you at the group stage of the tournament of Afcon. We'll come to that, and also what happened to the defending champion Algeria. Algeria have been so woeful in this tournament. We saw what happened to them yesterday. They were even lucky that the last goal was an offside. But I just think that something really happened to this Algerian side that somebody have to tell us what happened, and you will be in the best position to tell us what really happened on the Algerian side in this tournament. And also, we'll look forward to what will happen in the group stage of the round of 16, where you have Nigeria squaring up against Tunisia, you have Cameroon, Comoros, you have Burkina Faso, Malawi, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Burkina Faso will be playing Gabon, Senegal, Cape Verde, Morocco, Malawi, Ivory Coast, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea versus Mali. First of all, can you tell us what happened to the Algerians in this tournament, please?
For me, I think it's one of those things that actually happen in football. When you have a country that is on top of the ladder, it's always like that, and you have so many people wanting to bring down that country, like football-wise. It could also be a club, just like the way Al Ahly has dominated African football. There are other clubs in Africa that are doing everything possible to bring them down. So this is what actually happened to the Algerian national team. Of course, they've been on top since they won the African Cup of Nations, and that's in Egypt 2019, and there are a lot of countries, um, including Senegal, Ivory Coast, that have been hustling or they have been putting out their best to bring down the Algerian national side, and it's just happened yesterday. Of course, going into that game against the Ivorians, you were looking at it that this was supposed to be a final for the Algerians. You expected the likes of Mahrez to play out their ass. Um, you expected Ashraf Hakimi, um, and the rest of those players. But that didn't happen yesterday. They came up against an Ivory Coast side that was better prepared, a team that defensively they were good yesterday. They were on top of their game attacking wise. And you saw the likes of Sebastian Haller, the guys that plays for Arsenal, although he has been a flop for Arsenal. That's talking about Pepe. You
Yeah.
saw each and every one of them. Then you saw Frank Kessie that plays for AC Milan. Sometimes he captains AC Milan. You saw him putting out his best yesterday against the Algerians. For the Ivorians yesterday, it was a wonderful display by them. They were not even intimidated, or they were not even worried by the fact that they were playing against the current African champion as it were yesterday. But they came all out. They gave him their best shots, and you also know that they failed to qualify for the Qatar World Cup because they were knocked out in the group stage with Cameroon. So of course, what a better way to actually progress to the round of 16 by knocking out the defending champion of African football, of African Cup of Nations, that's Algeria. For Algeria, it was a woeful performance. Sorry, I mentioned Hakimi. Hakimi doesn't play for Algeria. Sorry, Hakimi
For
plays for
Morocco.
Morocco. I was supposed to mention, Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah, Riyad Mahrez
For
and
the Algerians yesterday,
Brahimi and the host of other
Brahimi
players.
and Brahimi, and the other guy that also plays for AC Milan,
West Ham.
Benacia.
Yeah, Benacer and
Yeah,
this guy that plays for
so
West Ham. What's his name? Let's see if I can remember his name. Okay, I think I'll remember his name later.
yeah, so for the Algerians, I think it was actually a disappointing performance from them in this Afcon that is still ongoing in Cameroon. But if you also look at it, you know fully well that a lot of teams in recent history, um, like you've seen Ivorians when they won the tournament in 2015, they got knocked
The
out
fail, yes,
the
yeah.
following year. Yeah, so it was really a poor performance from the Algerians. I think their manager Belmadi has his work cut out. Of course, they are still in the Afcon Cup of World Cup qualifying phase. Belmadi, their coach, he has to do better. I think he's, if not the youngest coach in this Afcon, because he's 45 years of age. So, however, he's still not good enough excuse with the players at his disposal, and that they will be eliminated at the group stage of the Afcon, a group where you actually expected them to progress alongside Ivory Coast, alongside Cote d'Ivoire. So I don't know the excuse. I don't know the excuse the Algerians of coach Jamel Belmadi. I don't know the excuse he's going to give to the Algerian FA and why they were eliminated from the group stage of the African Cup of Nations. You expected them, I think, Algeria to put up a fight, and you expected them to do better. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. They just even couldn't win one single match in a group that contained Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire, and Equatorial-Guinea. Of course, on a normal day on paper, you expect
Expect
the
them to do better,
Algerian,
yes. To do better.
that's the desert forces of Algeria. You expect them to do better, to get something from this. You expected them at least to qualify alongside them Ivory Coast. How can you have 1 point in a group that contains Sierra Leone and Equatorial Guinea? You should do better, knowing fully well that you're the champions of African football. So for Belmadi, their coach, I don't know if he's going to be fired because
Okay, is it high? Is it high time? Is it also high time for Gerrard to move on? Move on with Ben Madi? Don't you think he has passed his time, or you just think that he just needs to rejig that team with fresh legs and fresh players, not to rely on the likes of Real Mahrez and co in that team. I think he has to move on. Some players have to move on, and some players have to be retained going forward. What do you think?
well, talking about moving on, I doubt if he might move on immediately because they have World Cup qualifiers that is due to happen in March. That's still a good team. If you look at the Algerians, they still have a good team, but
Yeah,
they just perform poorly in the Afcon. I think for Belmadi, he still has to focus on, like I said, the World Cup qualifiers, the two-legged, and that should be the ultimate goal. Now that should be the main focal point for the Algerians. If they fail to qualify for that World Cup, that's those two-legged match, and then I think it's safe to say it should be shown the way out, or he should resign honorably from the Algerian national team. You have solid players in that team. You have players that you feel can actually that should have done better for the Algerians. And like we said, you have Benacer, you have Mahrez, you have Mandy that plays centre back for them.
yeah.
Solid team, but it wasn't to be for them. This, if you look at this squad, majority of the players that won the 2019 Afcon,
Yes,
they are
are in
still
this
part
team.
of this team. Yeah, they are still
Yes.
part of this. So you expect them that this is a team that should have gelled, and this is a team that they know each other so well. But of course, we mustn't take the fact away from me that the Ivorians were superb yesterday. You mustn't take the fact away from me that the Ivorians came better prepared. You look at them, like I said,
Was this a statement?
Frankesi,
Was this a statement for the Ivorians? Was it just or just a one-off?
massive statement. It was a massive statement for them. It was a massive statement for them. You know they did very well actually in this group because they won their group. They won two matches and they drew just one. So for the Ivorians, this was a really statement of intent for them. And in course of when the match was on yesterday, I was saying if there is any team the Super Eagles has to watch out for, it has to be the Ivory Coast national team. If there is any team we have to watch out for, but of course for the Ivorians, they have to pass through Egypt first to get to Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Okay. That's a good one. Okay, which team impressed you most in this tournament, and which team disappointed you most in this tournament? That's my question for you. My next question for you.
Well, the team that impressed me, I'm not trying to be biased. I think the team that impressed everybody in Africa has to be the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Then you look at it also maybe other minnows that did well. So you can look at Comoros Island, you can look at the Gambia. I think
Yes.
those teams, then also Cape Verde and Malawi. I think nobody actually
Yeah.
expected those four teams. Maybe you can expect Cape Verde to actually qualify, but Malawi, Comoros, and the Gambia, those
Comoros,
teams, they've
especially for Comoros, this is their debut tournament. For
yeah, I think
Comoros,
at
it's their
them,
debut.
I think them and alongside Gambia, this should be the first time both of them are actually participating in this competition, if I'm not
Exactly.
mistaken. But getting to this level, round of 16, man, you have to give it to them. I think those are the three teams that, aside probably look at Nigeria that impressed everybody, those are the three teams a lot of people never expected or never give a chance. Even me, Roland, I never gave them a chance, but yeah, they are in the round of 16 of the African Cup of Nations. So you have to give it to the Comoros, the Malawians, and the Gambian national team.
So
Then for
which
the
team is
disappointed team, it has to be Ghana and the current African champion Algeria. I think those two teams, they disappointed me the most. Senegal also, but Senegal in the round of 16, so I'll cut them some slack. But for Ghana and the Algerian national team, they are the biggest disappointment in this tournament. Big disappointment. The Algerians couldn't win a match. Even the Ghanaians, they couldn't even win one single match. So it was a big disappointment for both teams. I think for a lot of football pundits and a lot of football fans in Africa, those two teams disappointed the most.
okay? That's good. Okay, looking ahead, let's move ahead to the round of 16. I told you about the fixtures for the round of 16, where you have let's look at Nigeria, Tunisia. How do you see that face up with regards to Nigeria Tunisia? I know we'll have a show with regards to that tomorrow when the other guys come in. But what do you think about Nigeria Tunisia for Sunday 8 p.m.?
Well, Nigeria, Tunisia, definitely, I want to go in favor of Super Eagles. Tunisia even lost yesterday, and they were struggling all throughout, but they just managed to qualify from that group by becoming one of the best placed team. I think the Super Eagles have come up against the Tunisians for quite a number of time. We've lost when we've come up against them. I think we've lost 6 games against Tunisia. We've won 6 and we've drawn 6. So it looks like it's even
Yeah, even.
the statistics are even. The first time we met with Tunisia has to go back far back in 1961, and that's the African Cup of Nations. They won us. We won that one by 2 goals to 1. Then we also met that was African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Also, we also met in December 1961, and it was a 2-all draw. Then we met in 1977, a FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Then, of course, the result went against us. First leg was goalless. Second leg was 1-1 in favor of the Algerians. They came to Lagos and they actually won that match by 1-0. And so I will not want to go deep into those history. But the last time we met was a friendly international in October, and it ended in a 1-all draw. We also met in the Afcon Cup of Nations in 2019. No, not African Cup of Nations. We met them in 2019, and we won them by 1-0. Sorry, that was in the Afcon Cup of Nations. So that's the last time we've met with them. So I think it's even, but of course, on paper and on form, on performance in this Afcon Cup of Nations, the Super Eagles
Okay.
of Nigeria should get a victory over the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia.
Okay. Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso. I think the only kickoff for that day, that Sunday match is Burkina Faso Gabon. What do you think also?
Yeah, it should be an open match for both teams. Burkina Faso finishing second in their group, and that's a group that consists of Cameroon.
Cameroon, Ethiopia, and
What's the other team now?
and, Guinea.
Cameroon, Ethiopia, Burkina Faso. No, Guinea was in Senegal's group, so probably not Equatorial-Guinea, but I can't get the third team now in that Cameroon's group. But for Burkina Faso, I think it should be a good game of football
I
for
think
between them and Gabon.
Cape Verde are in that group. Cape Verde
Yeah,
are in that
yeah,
group.
yeah. Cape Verde. Yeah, Cape Verde. So I think it should be an interesting game of football. It's actually open for anybody. But Gabon, there's no Aubameyang, there's no Lamina. I don't know how they are going to perform. But you expect the likes of Traore, that's the captain of Burkina Faso, to be on top of his game. And if he's on top of his game, then there's going to be huge problem for the Gabon national team. So I can't even predict who will win that one. But I think it's going to be open. And the best team that day, the team with more passion, the team with more zeal and more focus, will end up progressing to the quarterfinals of the Afcon.
Okay.
And anybody
Let's
that
talk.
wins between Gabon, and Burkina Faso, I think they are going to come up against the Super Eagles of Nigeria or the
Yeah,
Carthage Eagles of Tunisia.
yeah, eventually. Okay. Um, uh, for the Monday matches, we see Guinea, Gambia, Cameroon, Comoros. So, what's your take about those matches?
Well, Cameroon, I think I would say this will be an easy path for them to get into the quarterfinals of the Afcon. Home advantage, they've been informed. A lot of things working for them. You see presidents showing them support, and you see the fans. You see Abubakar on top form. Onana, good to see Onana playing football after that ban that he got from FIFA or UEFA, courtesy of them saying he took drugs. I didn't know. For Ajax, he never played. He hasn't played football for more than 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. And it's great to see him for the Cameroonian national team. But I think it's an easy part for Cameroon against Comoros. Comoros, if they get knocked out today, but on that day, I think they will still raise their head and their hearts very up, because it wasn't easy to get to this level. Nobody gave them a chance. So if you go out against Cameroon, I think it's not a bad one.
Okay. That's fair enough. I think for the Comoros, this is a chance for them to develop football in their own country, even as they got to this stage. No, none of us know. Maybe they might surprise us to knock Cameroon out, but I think it's a tall ask for them. We
That's
have
a
also
tall
on
order.
yes, yeah. We have also on Tuesday, 25th of January, first match of that day, Senegal Cape Verde, and the second match by 8 p.m. is Morocco Malawi. What's your take?
Senegal, Cape Verde.
I think it's an interesting match. It's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
interesting match,
I
especially
can't.
with the way,
I
Senegal are playing. I think Senegal has to be very very careful, except they get in the second gear in this stage of the season, but they have to be very very careful.
Yeah, I think that game is going to be is going to be one for the taking for the Cape Verdeans coming up against Senegal, one of the favorites actually to get into to win this Afcon of Nation. But the Senegalese have not been performing well. Even if you look at their group, I think should I say they scored just one goal if I'm not
Just
mistaken.
one penalty, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
during
the one
the last two
penalty.
matches that they had,
Yeah, just one penalty again. It was against Zimbabwe. But one good thing you have to look at the Senegalese, they are yet to concede a goal. You know, they've scored one and they've played two goalless draw. And one of those goalless draw was against Malawi and the other one against Guinea, and who
yeah.
finished second in that group. But I think the Senegalese against Cape Verde, I want to believe they will come all out and they need to now show the stuff they are made of, because this is, you don't have another chance to say, okay, it's group stage. If you lose to Cape Verde, then you can win the other matches. No, if you
No,
lose this
this is an
match,
outright knockout game.
yeah,
So
if you lose this match, then you're kissing the Afcon tournament, you're kissing the
goodbye.
Afcon Cup of Nations goodbye. So I want to expect the Senegalese to come all out. I want to believe the likes of the likes of Sadio Mane has to step up. Like, of course, I know a tree doesn't make a forest, but the likes of Sadio Mane needs to start showing the stuff he's made of. Although he has scored just one goal, that was the penalty. Also his teammate in Egypt, and that's Mo Salah. They play for Liverpool. He has also scored just one goal in this tournament. So I want to believe they have to step up. I'm against a Cape Verde that has also scored two goals, and they've conceded two so far in this tournament. So, but Senegal has they will have that slight edge or that slight advantage over the Cape Verdeans.
Okay. Finally, on Wednesday will be Ivory Coast versus Egypt, then Mali versus Equatorial-Guinea. Two very strong games on that day. What's your take about Ivory Coast versus? Will it be a second win for the Ivorians against the North African side, or will it just be a deja vu for Mo Salah and his former Egyptian teammates going into this match?
Well, that's Ivory Coast and Cote d'Ivoire versus Egypt. I can't really call that a winner, but the Ivorians that I saw yesterday against Algeria, you can say Algeria didn't play well. It's understandable, but in African football, the Egyptians are the most successful team. There was a time they won this tournament 3 times in a row. I don't think anybody has done it, and I doubt if anybody is going to do that anytime soon. I want to believe that game is actually open for the neutrals. They want to see the best of African football. They want to see the best of Mohamed Salah. They want to see the best of Sebastian Haller that plays for Ajax Amsterdam. They want to see the best of Frank Kessie. They want to see the best of Neni, Trezeguet. They want to see the best of Pepe. It's open for anybody actually, that game. But I like, because the Egyptians are very good whenever it comes to African football. So it will be an unwise thing to
To
write
write them
them
off.
off. Yeah, it will be an unwise thing to write them off. And in 2006, they met. In 2006, they met in the Afcon Cup of Nations. I think that was in the final. It ended in a goalless draw, and then the Egyptians won that one by 4 goals to 2. I think that Ivory Coast team, then I think they boast the likes of Didier Drogba and the rest of them. The match was actually played in Cairo. In fact, even Drogba himself missed that penalty shootout. I think that's one of the biggest heartbreak for the Ivorians because as per that 2016, so
Yeah,
that 2006 World Cup in Egypt, the Ivorians they boast a solid team. You have Kolo Toure in that team. You have
a
Didier
lot of
Drogba,
players, many
a
many
lot of
players
players.
actually. Yeah,
Yeah, he have the likes of Didier Zokora. We all know
yeah,
Didier
in the
Zokora,
team. Yeah,
Bonaventure Kalu, a lot of them. Yaya Toure was also in that team, you know. But for the Egyptians, I think the few players we knew them would be their goalkeeper, their legendary goalkeeper. Then Assam El Hadri. Then you have
exactly.
Mohamed Shaki. Then you have that guy Mohamed Barakat. You know, a
Mohamed
lot of us
Barakat. Yeah,
cannot forget. Yeah, a lot of us cannot forget that name, Ahmed Fati. And then you
yeah.
don't also forget Abu Trika.
Yes, one former African Footballer of the Year.
Of the year,
One
yeah.
of,
And
I think it's one of the guys that have won the African Footballer of the Year, not playing in Europe.
yes,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yeah. I think he is. Yeah,
That was a huge final. So for the Ivorians, definitely they will have that revenge in mind. And they will have that in mind that okay, we lost this final when we came up against Egypt in 2006. I know that's a long, long time ago. A child
yeah.
that the child that for 2006, that was when I was writing my WAEC. So it
Mhm.
tells you how long ago that happened. A lot seems to have changed since then. New players have come in, all those players have gone out. But hopefully, the Ivorians, because I'm a West African, I want to support the Ivorians against the Egyptians.
Okay, that's it. Another West African derby on our hands where you see Mali playing Equatorial-Guinea. I think those are power when it comes to power football, power and pressure football. You can find. I think Mali are also one of the dark horses in this tournament. People have to be very very careful about them. Especially with the kind of midfield that they parade in this tournament. I think people have to be very very careful about the Malian side. They have a very strong and powerful midfield. You can lose Bosuma in that midfield and bring in Ahmad Haidara in that midfield. You can lose some other player in that midfield and bring in some good midfield. I just see that Mali are a very strong side in that. They have a very strong midfield in this tournament, and that is what has been pushing them forward and forward and forward, even the way they play. What do you think about it?
Well, I think I will agree with you for the Malians. They have about three Traores in that team. You made mention of Bissouma, fantastic player. I think we used to see him in the English Premier League. And then you
Yeah,
also talk about Haidara, Dumbia. You know, those guys are really really talented. For the Malians, you know, when I watched their game against the Tunisians, the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia, I now knew that this Mali was really, really a strong side. That the Malians are strong, and the Malians are very talented. You needed to see the way that game against Tunisia, the way they outclassed Tunisia in that group. You can see a group where Mali yesterday they won 2-0 against Mauritania. However, a lowly ranked Mauritania. The Malians they scored 4 goals already in this tournament, and they conceded one. And that one goal that they conceded was against Gambia. That's the
yeah.
only goal they've conceded.
It was
So
even
so
it
I
was
want
even
to
a
believe.
penalty. It was even a penalty. A penalty.
Yeah, yeah, I want to believe for Mali. I think it's going to be a straightforward victory. It's going to be a straightforward victory. I don't think they have anything to worry about as regards Equatorial Guinea. I'm not trying to write Equatorial Guinea off, but I think they will find the Malian side just too strong to contain when they meet.
Okay. Okay, that's a good one. Okay. Finally, before we go to the end of the show, I would like our viewers, people that will be viewing this video maybe later, to kindly subscribe to our channel. As we are going to the group stage of this tournament, we'll have a giveaway for every correct prediction, starting from the first match of that day, where Burkina Faso will be coming up against Gabon, and Nigeria against Tunisia. On that day, we'll be giving two giveaways for correct prediction of the match going to this tournament, to the round of 16. Hopefully, we'll see. Okay. Roland, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can. I can.
Okay. Thank you so much for being part of the show, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully by 10 a.m. in the morning, where we'll be talking about basically Afcon. We'll be talking about, okay, tomorrow's show will not be about Afcon because we've done the Afcon group stage preview. We'll be looking at European football, the transfers, and everything like that, because I think we started our first transfer show on Wednesday. So, but tomorrow we'll be looking at European football. We'll preview some of the big matches that will be played tomorrow, and also the transfer saga currently going happening around European football. I think this is the final week of the transfer. This is so I want us to take the entire week to talk about the transfer show, who is going where and who is paying what. Thank you for being part of the show, and I'll see you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I think there was an EFA Cup yesterday semi-final between
Yes,
Arsenal
Liverpool beat
and
Arsenal
Liverpool. Yeah,
two
by
nil.
2 goals to nil. Courtesy
Yes,
of a classic performance from Trent Alexander-Arnold and Diego
and Diego
Jota.
Jota as well. Yeah.
Yeah, for Liverpool, I was so impressed with them. Solid team, and they will be playing Chelsea in the final. I think we'll still have time to talk about it. But
Yeah,
for Club and his
that's
friend,
yeah, that's a befitting final. That would be a
yeah.
befitting final for every
If
football.
Chelsea, if Chelsea wants to play, Chelsea should not play dirty. You know they are fond of playing dirty. Let them play clean like Liverpool. That's when we can
No,
enjoy the final. And by then,
no
I know
problem.
Salah and Mane should be back
By then they should be back. Hopefully, they should be back at that time.
because that should be towards the end of February.
It will be on the last Saturday of February, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so
That's
I'm sure by then
so by then,
definitely
because the
both Salah and
Afcon should be over on the 6th of February. So by then,
February, yeah.
Most
Probably they
Salah
give
and
them one week break and what have you.
yeah, they should be back by then. So thank you for being part of the show. I'll have you and the other guys come back here tomorrow morning, and we'll talk about the European
Yeah,
football and transfers as well.
yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It was a great pleasure. I think yeah, you should tell your listeners to listen to Ray Power today also,
Yeah,
as we'll be
sorry.
talking about.
Yeah, kindly listen to Ray Power, where Roland will be talking about European football and the Afcon as well by 4 p.m. Nigerian time also.
4:15 p.m.
4:15 p.m. Nigerian time today. So kindly join him on that show. It's so important. Hopefully next week we'll share Roland's Twitter
Twitter
handle
handle, Instagram handle, yeah.
yes, on this show, please. On this show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel to be part and parcel of the prediction show for the round of 16. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, you will not be part and parcel of the individuals that will be going home with at least a recharge card. And you also have to be a Nigerian viewer as well. You have to be from Nigeria, because we don't know how to accommodate other people from other countries. But I know that we could really do something going forward with regards to that. Thank you so much. And my name is once again, my name is Philip Unuko, and I will see you tomorrow when we're talking about on the European show. Thank you so much.